Greetings everyone. On today's video, I will be comparing the highest tier pass for the Magic Keys over at Disneyland to the ones over at Universal Studios Hollywood. Let's roll that intro. Choosing which annual pass might be right for you can get a bit complicated. But fear not, I am here to help. There are a few caveats before I get to the specifics. Depending on how often you visit the parks, how far you live away, which attractions are more enticing to you, and how big your party could be are all huge factors in deciding if the value is worth the price. While this determination will be subjective to everyone, I still wanted to provide you the facts of what is currently on offer at the time of this recording, and to provide my thoughts at the end along with a chart for a side-by-side comparison. Also, this video is not sponsored by either corporation. Preamble over, let's get to it. Some of the biggest factors for annual passes are price, parking, and how you actually get into the park. Let's start with the cost first. As I'm covering the highest tier annual passes for both parks, keep in mind that there are lower tier options as well. The perks of those tiers are typically less than 2, but I won't be covering that here. For the Inspire Key at Disneyland, the current price is $1,649, while the Platinum Pass at Universal Studios Hollywood is $629. In Universal's case, if you buy online, the price drops to $579. Let's move on to parking. Both the Platinum Pass and Inspire Key have standard parking included, which if you live close is great, but if you're visiting will really depend if you prefer renting a car or not. Getting into the parks is a different matter. Right now, Disneyland is still utilizing a reservation system. This means that you need to make a reservation to one of the theme parks before you go, and you can hold up to 6 reservations at a time. After 11 a.m. on that given reserved day, you can then park hop to the other park. In Universal's case, there's only one park, currently, but no reservations are required. Next up, let's talk about blockout/blackout dates. This sort of goes hand in hand with the reservations, but right now, if you have an Inspire Key for Disneyland, you cannot make reservations from December 21st, 2024 to January 3rd, 2025. From what I've seen, these last few weeks of the year are typically blocked out as they are usually the most crowded due to the holiday season. In Universal's case, the Platinum Pass has no blackout dates. I've discussed some of the main pillars of what the passes include insofar as the pricing, parking, and where permissions are concerned, or what I shall be calling the 3 Ps. Now, I would like to move into some of the additional benefits that are on offer. I want to jump in the video here and thank everybody who's supporting me here financially on the channel, the members here on YouTube, and the patrons. Thank you guys so very much. Or anybody who's super chatting or donating money via Venmo or PayPal. If you want to support the channel, look at the links down below. But now back to the video. With the Inspire Key, you have access to unlimited photo pass, meaning your ride pictures and those with cast members littered throughout the park are included. Universal does not offer free photos, but rather has a separate annual photo pass at an additional cost. As far as discounts are concerned, the Inspire Key can get you up to 20% off select merchandise, up to 15% off dining, 20% off Genie Plus, and discounts on hotel stays. On the Universal side of things, you can get up to 15% off in-park food and merchandise. One thing I wanted to note here is that these discounts can vary a bit. For instance, some establishments may only provide a 10% discount, while others don't at all. It can change from location to location, so just make sure to check. Lastly, Universal allows for purchase of discounted tickets for family and friends. Inspire Key additional benefits include, but are not limited to, Magnet, special experiences, early access to purchase tickets for specific events, unique photo pass opportunities, access to the Magic Key Terrace in Disney California Adventure, specific merchandise, and discounts at participating locations within Downtown Disney. Platinum Pass additional benefits include, but are not limited to, Magnets, free Halloween Horror Night ticket, discount on Halloween Horror Night tickets, Pass member takeover nights, Universal Express after 3 p.m., and 10% to 15% off participating locations within City Walk. One final number I did want to bring up were the number of rides, which will shift depending on the time of year, refurbishments, and upcoming additions. Disneyland and Disney California Adventure combined have over 50 rides, while Universal Studios Hollywood has 12. With all of that information out of the way, I would like to share my own personal thoughts on what the passes offer. Biases first. I go to these parks frequently because of the nature of my work. This means that I'm somewhat of an outlier. While these prices differ drastically, I try to keep in mind what is on offer. Yes, Disneyland as an entire resort has over 4 times the amount of rides that Universal does. To get this number, I went to each of their sites and literally counted each one. The term attraction is so vague, and while I enjoy the shows that the parks provide, for me it always comes back to the rides. I also grew up going to the Disney parks, so I'm typically swayed to the nostalgia and high caliber of their attractions. That being said, Universal has a lot going for it. The mere fact that I can show up on any day and get in the park is wonderful. While they don't have as many rides as Disneyland, the ones they do have are some that I've grown the most fond of. Plus, for me, it is just physically closer, which with gas prices the way they are is a great subjective perk. The standard parking included with both passes usually sort of pays for my ticket in a way. The current price for both, as far as parking is concerned, is over $30 per time, so that can add up quickly if you plan to visit a bunch like I do. Another thing I love about the Platinum Pass is the Express after 3 p.m. Basically, this means that even if I pop into the park later in the day, I can still knock out a bunch of rides in a relatively quick time span. On the flip side, I have never purchased Genie Plus personally because I go enough to not feel the need to ride the biggest attractions every single time. However, if you're a rope drop to rope rise person like I am, you can usually get on everything you want if you know what to do. In my purview, it seems that with the Inspire Key, you can get access to buy more things that aren't readily available to an average day ticket, whereas the Platinum Pass just gives you things for free. Let me give you an example. When it comes to hard-ticketed events such as Oogie Boogie Bash, you have the opportunity to purchase a ticket before the general public can. On the flip side, you were just given a ticket to Halloween Horror Nights at no additional cost. Admittedly, these are two very different events, but I thought it worth pointing out. Also, those pass member takeover events at Universal are completely free and are the only time I think I've ever really needed to make a reservation. Basically, these are nights for annual pass members only and definitely provide more elbow room in the park, which I like a lot. If you want to get a feel for a few of these benefits, I'll link some videos in the cards and in the description of my own experiences with them, such as the pass member takeover events or the Magic Key Terrace. Overall, the determination if the price is worth it to you specifically will come up to you personally. Honestly, I really enjoy both, and I'm so grateful I get to go so often to these places that many cannot. Hopefully, this video provided a little more clarity to helping you make a decision for your next trip to the parks. And there you have it, everybody, my comparing and contrasting of the Platinum Pass versus the Inspire Key. Now, if it wasn't made clear enough in the video already, I actually do have both at the time of this recording. And like I said, I kind of share my personal thoughts there at the end. It's really going to come down to you, what you like more, if it's even worth the cost, if you live close enough to make it worth it, if you visit enough to make it worth it. All that comes back to you. So please let me know down in the comments kind of where you're thinking or what you're thinking about as far as all this is concerned. And also, I just would love to hear like who out there has either of these passes. Maybe you have none of them. Maybe you're like, I wasn't really sure. My hope was that this provides you some information, and I was trying to be as unbiased as possible until kind of the ending where I started talking about my favorites. But like I said in the video, I love both. I'm so happy that I get to go to both, and it's because of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. It means the world to me. It really, really does. So thank you. Even if you're just liking or commenting on the videos here, the people who are sharing it around, that has been helping out so very, very much. But a huge thank you to the members here on YouTube and the people supporting me over on Patreon. Thank you so very, very much. Or anyone who's been doing super chats in the live streams, or supporting in any other way like Venmo, PayPal, all those things. If you want to support the channel, links are down below. And let me know if you'd like other videos kind of like this one. I'm not really like a tips and tricks channel, but this was an idea that has come up a few times in the past, and I was like, maybe we'll give it a whirl, see if people enjoy it. And I go to Universal and Disney enough to kind of have somewhat of a educated opinion on such things. But yeah, either way, I mean, like, one of them has Pirates of the Caribbean, the other one's got Jurassic World, so it's like, I don't know, I'm happy. I'm happy going to both. I'm so happy. But thank you again so much for watching, and until next time, just remember to adapt and overcome.